Year 7, yesterday we started learning about, or started to look a bit further at multiplying decimals by estimating. I've said to you a number of times this year that estimation is really important, and it actually helps us understand how big and small numbers are. I think it's really important too when it comes to working out decimal multiplications. And so I want to use a bit of what we did yesterday for today's work. When multiplying decimals, the number of decimals in the answer is the same as the total number in the question. But let's do it by estimation and see what we've got. If I was to work out 3.06 times 4.8, my first step would be to actually estimate. If I've got 3.06 and 4.8, my estimate, right, would be something like 3 times 5 equals 15. I should be naturally doing that in my head. However, that doesn't give me the answer yet, does it? So when we come to this sort of decimal question and we don't have a calculator, the best way to work it out is work it out without the decimal points. So we know our answer is going to be somewhere around 15. Let's work it out. So you're going to do 306 times 48. Hopefully you've done this before, okay? You know that you would do 8 times 6, which is 48, carry the 4. 8 times 0 is 0, plus 4 is 4. 8 times 3 is 24. Remember to keep your numbers lined up neatly. We put a 0 because we're now multiplying by the tens. 4 times 6 is 24. Carry the 2. 4 times 0 is 0. So it's just 2. 4 times 3 is 12. I then add those together. Notice how they're nice and neatly lined up so I can quickly add. 8 plus 0 is 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. 4 plus 2 is 6. 2 plus 2 is 4. And 1 plus 0 is 1. So when I multiply those, I see that I get 14688. And I know my answer needs to be near 15, so my answer must be 14.688. That's one way to work it out. The other way says when multiplying, the number of decimals in the answer is the same as the total number in the question. Here in my question I have 1, 2, 3 decimal or numbers after the decimal point. Notice here 1, 2, 3. It's the same. Okay, so that's the other way you can think about it. Let's have a look at question 2. When I come to this one, 0.6 times 4.1. Now we've just done some examples where we actually saw if you're multiplying by less than 1, the answer is going to be less than what's there. But when I come to this one, I go 0.6, that's pretty close to 0.5 or a half. So my estimate in this case could be 0.5 times 4, which is equal to 2. But let's actually work it out. Think carefully. When you get one like this, maybe reverse the order of the numbers to make it easy. So we can do 41 times 6. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. So I can just write that down, 246. From my estimate, my answer needs to be near 2. Well, that means my decimal point goes between the 2 and the 4, so it becomes 2.46. Or alternatively, if I'm going to follow this method, I've got 1, 2 numbers after the decimal point, and here I've got 1 and 2 numbers after the decimal point. You can use either method. I want to encourage you to have a go at the estimate method so that we start to learn the value, the size, the space that numbers take up. Because I want you thinking mathematically. I don't want you just using some method that you just count things. Let's think mathematically, because then we should get accurate answers. So keep practicing, keep estimating. Let's get in and do a lot more maths.